I'm Shania, and I'm going to be talking about nonverbal communication and relationships. So, in any relationship, whether you're married or you're dating or sister brother relationship, cousins, communication is key. You always have to talk to that person. Telling them that you love them, that you appreciate them. Casual conversation about your day, stuff like that. But nonverbal communication, when you're not speaking with your mouth, you're speaking with your body posture, space, touch, how you're talking, your voice, gestures that you do. All those are just as important as when you are physically talking out of your mouth. So yeah, I'm just gonna talk about relationships, and give some examples. My best friend came to visit me a while back, and he would like always be in his phone. And we've been best friends since 8th grade. And but he's always done it, so I was kinda used to it. But it was just like annoying me. So like he was sitting down, and he was like always on his phone. And I was like trying to talk to him, and he was like looking up at me, and I was just like, Michael, like I know you hear me talking to you. Like I've been sitting here talking for like 3 minutes, and you haven't looked up at me. You're just saying like, yeah. I was like, were you listening to what I was saying? He was like, I hear you. I was like, hearing and listening are two different things. And then he repeated back what I had said. I was like, okay. I was like, well, it'd be nice if you could look at me while I'm having a conversation with you. So like that, his what he was doing and what he said weren't matching up. They weren't the same things. He was saying he was listening. He was saying that he could hear me, but he wasn't engaging. He wasn't showing me that he was listening, or that he was hearing what I was saying. And I actually found this article that just went with what I was thinking. And it says, the way you listen, look, move, and react tells the other person whether or not you care, if you're being truthful, and how well you're listening. When your nonverbal signals match up with the words you're saying, they increase trust, clarity, and rapport. When they don't, they generate tension, mistrust, and confusion. If you want to become a better communicator, it's important to become more sensitive not only to the body language and nonverbal cues of others, but also to your own. And he's done that for years, and I don't really think that he noticed it. I mean, yeah, he was listening, but he wasn't like looking at me or stuff like that. But like if you're like on a date with anyone, or just having casual conversation with someone you're best friends with, and serious relationship with, or anything like that, you want them to engage in conversation with you. If you're talking, you want them to be making eye contact. If you lean forward, that shows that you're interested, you're trying to hear them better. Eye contact shows that you're interested in what they're saying, you're listening to what they're saying. If you touch them, if you hug them, or a strong handshake, or little stuff like that, really goes a long way, especially when you're trying to communicate, and when you're trying to get something across to someone, and they're just kind of like in a daze, and like you're just kind of like, what are you doing? Like, I'm right here, I'm trying to talk to you, why aren't you looking at me? Everyone wants someone to look at them when they're talking, because if they don't, they're just kind of like, why aren't you looking at me? So another one is voice. How your voice is when you're talking to someone. Like my voice is naturally like high, or so I'm told, whatever. And I'm always like, jumpy, like, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. That's just how my voice is. But some people just kind of talk like, yeah, uh-huh, no, yeah, I guess so. I mean, it was nice. No, like that. Like, that's not, no one wants to talk to someone like that. And if they do, then that other person is probably talking like that too. Like, everyone wants to be, intrigued. They don't want, because talking like that makes it seem like you're boring them. And if you're in a relationship with someone and they're like, yeah, uh-huh, no, you're going to think that you're boring them. And you think that, you're just going to stop talking. And you're not going to want to talk to them. because they think you think that they think they're boring. Of course, they didn't say that, but how their nonverbal cues were, that's what they gave off. So, just remember to have eye contact when you're talking to anyone, whether you're in a relationship or not. Keep eye contact, space, what was the other one? Gestures, body movements, stuff like that, because it's all important in any relationship, any culture, or anything like that. Just to show that you're intrigued by what they're saying. But of course, if you're not intrigued by what you're saying, you don't really want to act like you are. But if you are intrigued, if you are interested, if you are, engaged in that conversation, your nonverbal cues need to say that, because if you say something but you're not acting like it, that's giving off the totally wrong vibe, and you do not want that, because your partner's going to think you're lying. Like, why are you lying to me? Because your facial expression said this, but you're telling them that you like it, and you're just like, no, I do like it, and you probably really do like it, but of course, by your facial expression or your body posture or the space between you guys or the eye contact isn't there, they're not going to believe you. So yeah, just remember that nonverbal communication is very key, and that they match up to what you're saying too. So yes, communication is key. Always remember that. Okay, yes. Bye.